Hey class, just wanted to create a little video announcement just to say hi and just let you know a little bit more about who I am. You can see me and we can interact a little bit better on the video, and I'll try to do a video announcement every week. So just make sure you look at them. Like this week, what I'd like to do is just provide a few helpful hints for how you might approach the discussion board questions for this week. The first discussion board question deals with the canon, and you want to make sure you define, exactly what the word means, but then also, walking through the various criteria, listing out that, but also, what was the main motivation for the canon, and a brief history. A lot of times students will skip over just a brief history, so make sure you do that. Trace it, early on until like the mid to late 4th century. Just brief again. The second one has to do with the traditional evangelical position. Define what that position is, and then make sure you talk about Sundberg and the recent developments, exactly what he proposed, and then make sure you offer the critique to Sundberg's position. That's very, very important. And then, of course, answer all the other parts of that question. The third question has to do with the Pharisees, Sadducees, and the Essenes. Now, this is a pretty straightforward question, and make sure, though, that you distinguish between the three groups. My strategy would be to, talk about the Sadducees first, or the Pharisees first, then the Sadducees, then the Essenes. Don't try to do them all together, just do them separately, and then, you can talk about the comparisons between the three or whatever. You might have to do a little more digging to look at exactly what the Essenes believed, but it'd be worth the effort. So you might want to do a little extra work there, but just make sure you focus on the major theological differences, and that would be key. But so it's a pretty straightforward question, though. Just make sure you answer it thoroughly and completely. And then the fourth question has to do with the synoptic gospels versus John, and the differences and the similarities, can they be reconciled, and make sure that you do a good job of explaining how they do complement one another and give the evidence for that. And so that's important part of that question. And then the last one is an interesting question. I think one that is really fruitful for the students. I think they enjoy this question, but it has to do with the three core convictions of New Testament theology, namely the one God, Jesus Messiah, and the gospel, and describing what convictions flow out of those three issues. Excuse me. And so just make sure you answer those three convictions thoroughly and well, and then be able to explain the gospel. But, straightforward question. Listen, all the answers to the questions are in the book. There's no trick here. I would use the book as your primary source. Cite it, footnote it every time you use it, and then use other sources if you'd like to help supplement your discussion board posts. Well, guys, if you have any questions, make sure you get a hold of me. Have a great first week. I look forward to this semester.